What is going on, guys? This is the Club of the Man 1993 back here for some more baseball news. As we have to talk about the latest and the 2022 season and what's going on with former All-Star, eight-time All-Star Robinson Cano. So 2022 has been a back and forth year within the first 2 months for Robinson Cano. Well, not at the plate, but just where he stands. Of course, 2021, he missed the entire season due to his second suspension for testing positive for performance-enhancing drugs. The first one he got was the 80-game suspension in 2018 with the Mariners. He was traded that offseason with Edwin Diaz to the Mets. And, of course, he spent 2019 with the Mets. And, of course, he was with the Mets during the shortened 2020 season. And, of course, last year he was suspended. I really thought the Mets were going to move on from Robby Cano. It didn't seem like they were going to at the beginning of this season, though. Of course, with the designated hitter role, now in the National League, that probably opened up a shot for Cano to, get some at-bats, see if he can get back on a groove at 39 years old. Well, it didn't work out. He batted a .195 the first month of the season, and on May 2nd, he was designated for assignment and then released from the Mets, who he still had one more year on his contract. I think his contract ended in 2023, I believe I saw. Part of that 10-year deal he signed with the Mariners after he surprisingly left the Yankees. I'm still surprised he did not re-sign with the Yankees. I really thought he was going to 10 years ago, or whenever he signed that deal with the Mariners. And then the Padres picked him up. Now, the Padres have a big hole in their offense, of course, with Fernando Tatis Jr. still out with his injury. Which I think midsummer he's still estimated to come back. So that kind of left a spot open for him. I know, of course, they had Jake Cronenworth, Luke Voit, my boy Luke Voit, who has been picking up some steam. I love hearing that. I don't know why. Again, I have to keep saying I am silently becoming more and more of a Luke Voit fan, and I don't know why. But so I guess that was with Tatis out, and there's a Jerks and Profar also wasn't really producing as well on offense. They thought they would have another option here. Well, it was worse as Cano batted .091, and then he originally denied a minor league assignment from the Padres so that he was released. Well, then a couple days later, he signed a minor league deal with the Padres, and now he reported to their AAA team, which I think is El Paso. And I believe I saw the photos on social media, on Twitter, where he apparently made his AAA debut. Well, first AAA game minus rehab assignments since 2005. I guess it was on SpongeBob night or something like that. He wore like a SpongeBob uniform when he came up to bat or something like that. So Cano is back in the minors, getting some regular playing time. Maybe trying to find a groove again, and maybe you get some at-bats with the Padres later on down the line. Personally, I'm going to say this right now. There's been a few players, like, Dallas Keuchel, Joe Madden, who was manager and whatnot. A couple other people who I keep saying that they might be done. Robby Cano is a guy that I think is done. I just think he's done. He's 39 years old. The productivity is not there. He's definitely, lost some reputation with his 2 suspensions, unfortunately. I think he's done. And the thing is, too, is, Luke Voit is picking it up the pace. And let me tell you something. Nobody's replacing my boy Luke Voit. Nobody is replacing my boy Luke Voit on the main roster. So, I know Jake Cronenworth is excellent. Jerks and Profar hasn't worked out too well. I mean, he had some power, but he hasn't done really much since. But Fernando Tatis Jr. is going to be back. Probably, sometime this summer, hopefully. As long as that productivity stays and there's no more injuries, I really don't see Robby Cano getting a shot on the big leagues with the Padres. Like I said, I think he's done. I really think he's done. I mean, if it wasn't for the 2 suspensions, I would say he had a shot at being a Hall of Famer. I mean, he was excellent with the Yankees, had a couple, rocky seasons with the Mariners, but he did, have some really good ones also still with the Mariners as well. So he still was excellent. He has 300 homers. He has 290, 280 batting average. What is Robby Cano's batting average? Let me pull this up. Career batting average. I know he has 300 some homers, which I wouldn't know that, of course. San Diego Padres. Cano. Okay, let me see here. Robby Cano, he's batted 149 this year with 1 homer and 4 RBI. So, he's a 301 hitter. He's a 301 career 301 hitter with 335 home runs and 1,3006 RBIs, which is pretty strong numbers, of course, for a second baseman. Now, the suspensions, though, I think those are going to hurt him from getting into the Hall of Fame. But personally, I think he's done. I hate to say it, but I really think Cano is done. I can't see anyone else really expressing that much interest in him, if he's been, suspended twice. That puts a big black mark on you. And plus, too, like I said, his productivity just isn't there. I mean, some people are still thinking, he, could do something good because he did hit, 316 in 2020 in a shortened season. But, again, he could have been impacted by, what got him suspended last year. So, I think he's done. If he makes it back up to the big leagues, gets back in his groove, all power to him. But I just don't see it happen personally. Like I said, I think he's done. But you may think differently, guys. What are your thoughts on where Robby Cano stands with the Padres? Do you think he will make it back to the big league roster at some point this year? Or do you think it may be time for him to hang up the spikes and retire? Leave your thoughts down in the comment section below. And be sure as always to slap a like on the video, subscribe for more content on my channel, follow me on Twitter as well at DemandAirborne93. Also, I'll ask this. Do you also think Robby Cano deserves a spot in the Hall of Fame? Robby Cano, don't you know? Check it out, guys. I'll catch y'all later. Have a great rest of your night. Peace out, everybody.